Everybody. So it's not a good day in Ella's world today because I haven't heard from the board yet, but I am still. My landlord filed what's called an ex parte order, which means that they don't need to go back to court. They can just show up with the sheriff to try and evict me. And that's all I'm going to say about that, but I am not in a good place right now. So this is, in the larger scheme of things, probably a blip on the radar. I've got a lot of other things going on right now. And I'm a very small creator. I don't have a lot of, I mean, I've got 66 subscribers, which, by the way, cheers. 66 subscribers. Every one of you is awesome. I'm so glad you're supporting my channel. I'm so glad you're here. That said, I don't think I would be affected by this bill in any way, but there are some larger YouTube creators who would be. And apparently there is a... Oh, hey, wait a minute. Apparently there is something called the Bill C-11, which is an act to enact the Consumer Privacy Protection Act and the Personal and Data Protection Tribunal Act, and to make consequential and related amendments to other acts. Which sounds really weird. It looks like it's still going through. Because as far as parliamentary bills go in Canada, they have to go through 4 readings. Now, it looks like the first reading went through on November 17th, 2020, and it says the second reading was not completed, which means that and then it goes to the Senate, first reading's not reached. So it looks like something it doesn't look like it's actually going ahead. Now, I just heard about this today. Okay, well, it says here on June 21st, the House of Commons voted to pass the Online Streaming Act and send the bill to the Senate. While thousands of creators shared their concerns with the bill, they were not addressed through amendments to the text. It is possible to support Canadian artists without compromising the creator ecosystem. With modest adjustments to Bill C-11, we continue to propose solutions and hope to work closely with the Senate. Okay, but what the heck? Then why is it telling me that it didn't go ahead? Okay, maybe the website's just not updated yet because it's a holiday weekend here. But this is from June 15th, and that... I don't know, there's something not quite adding up here. Anyway, rambling aside, I just want to be clear because I don't completely understand it myself. In Canada, the CRTC, which is the Canadian Radio Television Communications Corporation, I think is what it stands for, they're the regulating body. They're akin to the American FCC, and they what they do is they ensure that there is enough Canadian content. Now, when I was doing my thing, it was 35%. I don't know if it's still the same thing. It used to be 30%, and then they changed to 35% sometime. I think it was like in the 80s. But by the time I started, it was 95. So my thing being, I used to volunteer for community radio, so I had to know this stuff. And I also did my degree in communications, media, that kind of stuff. So Canadian content requires... 35% CanCon as a Canadian broadcast channel, as any kind of Canadian creator. There's a regulation that allows you to be called Canadian, basically. And I guess YouTube, because YouTube creators make their own content, there seems to be a certain amount of contention about what makes a creator Canadian enough. And it looks like what they want to do is determine how the content appears on YouTube, including the homepage and the algorithms that send you to the next channel. They want to apply CanCon rules requiring creators to prove that each individual video meets the legal definition of what is Canadian enough to qualify. How they're going to do that, I don't know. I mean, the fact that I am Canadian, sitting in Canada, making content should be Canadian enough. But this means more time and resource allocation for smaller creators and gives advantage to larger Canadian. I think they mean less time and resource allocation. Gives an advantage to large Canadian media companies who have the resources to do so. Require artificial promotion of some creators over others based on CRTC priorities, which could impact how content reaches global audiences and hurt viewership and revenue. Regulate the amount and time of advertising on creators' channels, limiting their abilities to earn advertising revenue. Sorry, I'm at work. Now, when you come to YouTube, the system sorts through billions of videos to recommend content tailored to your specific interests. Bill C-11 puts that approach at risk. Instead of seeing content on your homepage that's based on your interests, Bill C-11 would give the CRTC the authority to shape what content is presented for you. Which, again, I mean, a lot of people are libertarians. They want as little government involvement as possible. You know, I actually like being Canadian. I don't mind a certain amount of government involvement. I pay taxes for that reason. And, of course, you know, I love my imaginary boyfriend, Justin Trudeau. But I think that in a worst case scenario, this could probably affect YouTubers whose livelihood depends on it. Because it says that the worst case scenario is that recommending videos to the wrong audience could drive the click-through rate on any creator video to zero. If we're forced to promote videos that are not relevant to viewers' needs, it could massively backfire and lead to fewer recommendations and decreasing revenues for creators. So I will put this link to the page down in the comments after it's posted, and you can have a look for yourself, sign the petition. I think a lot of creators are on the side of promoting Canadian content, but we want to have a say that doesn't affect or that doesn't work to the detriment of people who really do need to be, you know, to not be sent in the wrong direction. So Bill C-11, it's a little bit confusing as to what exactly is going on there, but and there are a lot of YouTubers who are opposed to it. I'm not one of them. I mean, I'm all for CanCon. I just don't like that it would create a mess of the algorithms that, you know, put Canadian creators up in the feeds where they're meant to be. So, all right. Hope you're reading lots of great horror. I hope to have some Canadian horror reviews for you this month. Have a great day.